The hardest thing about anxiety attacks and depression is you don't have control. You feel that your brain has control of you and you can't control it. And that's really scary. We were playing France. I had an anxiety attack during the test match. I still vaguely remember dropping the ball and just wanting to escape. I wanted to get out. Like, how can I get out of here? For 10 days, I was just like crying, didn't know I was crying, couldn't get out of bed, couldn't really function. Everything was like in a haze. And then it just didn't really stop from there. I was a great masker. Everyone thought I had everything. You know, I used to have long blonde hair, not grey hair. You know, free car, TV ads. Like, man, I was the perfect advert for success in rugby. So for me, I faked it, so no one knew. I was on antidepressants for the '91 World Cup. I remember having to declare them. And being paranoid that someone would find out, right? You know, here I was, this free-running, give-me-the-ball, confident guy on the field, and off the field I was struggling, but on the field was like my sanctuary. And then that got taken away with full-time depression. So it became my hell. No escape. No, my escape was thinking about suicide. I was just sick of fighting. You know, a minute felt like an hour felt like a day, and a day felt like a week. I was lying in bed one night on the 10th floor of the Hilton in Buenos Aires, and I decided that I was going to run and jump out. And the guy lying next to me said, "JK, you've got a good heart." Sir Michael Jones. So he saved my life. When people are unwell, you need to understand what their courage is. Like, courage can just be going to work. Courage can be getting out of bed. I could run out in front of 80,000 people and not worry, but going to the doctor and talking to him about my illness, or what I perceive as a weakness, was the scariest thing and the most courageous thing I'd ever done. I had no reference to mental health. Like, my reference was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Like, I thought that I was just going insane. And, you know, he said, "JK, it's an illness, not a weakness, and you can get better." And that was life-changing. Like, those words were life-changing. And I remember, you know, my psychiatrist saying, "You're a rugby player, eh?" I said, "Yeah, rugby player." She said, "What would you do if you had a tight hamstring?" I said, "I'd stop, ice it, and go and see the physio." She said, "Your brain's no different, mate. What's the ice and what's the physio?" Go on that journey of awareness. You know, what does my mental health need? If I'm feeling anxious, what's my tool? And once I accepted my illness, is the day I started getting better. I think vulnerability is probably the biggest strength you can have, because my mental health journey, especially for New Zealanders, has been so public. Then people see that vulnerability and feel comfortable talking to me about it. The most important thing is your health. You must share it, because a problem shared is a problem halved. 2005 Lions, I was queuing up to get into the test match, and a young man in a suit came up next to me and he tapped me on the shoulder. Said, "Oh, JK, if it wasn't for you, I'd be dead." Wow. If we can have the courage to share every day, then we start changing a society. You know, people say, "Why do you put your mental health first?" Well, I'm a better husband, a better father, better workmate, better me. So pretty good reasons to put my mental health first.